Here's a drawing I made in art class today. And now I'm gonna redraw it digitally. Alright, I know I said in the intro that I made the drawing today, but as of writing this script, quite a few days have passed. Also for quite a few days, I've been telling myself that I need to start working on the script for this video. But since I'm a professional procrastinator, I forgot to do that, so I'm very sorry. So anyway, let me explain exactly what I've drawn. This place is called the Happy Place, and is located inside a black hole located between the constellations Ursa Minor and Camelopardalis. I hope I didn't mispronounce that. To get there, you must take a special tram. This tram passes by your house between 1 AM and 1:01 AM. Never early, never late. No ticket or payment is required when getting on this tram. Just try and refrain from making lots of noise. The passengers like it when it's quiet. So the more sound you make, the more hostile they'll become. Normally, entering a black hole would result in spaghettification, but since this tram can break the laws of physics, you'll be fine. Upon arrival, you'll be greeted by a creature named Lars. Lars' skin has the same texture as a gummy bear. His head is detached from the rest of his body. His face is just one giant mouth, and there's a foot growing on his head. There's also an eye on said foot and another eye on his stomach. Lars guides a cuboid made out of... Actually, I don't really know what it's made of. You'll also meet a trash can with lots of eyes named Hans. Hans is the most destructive creature in the universe, and the only way of calming his wrath is by feeding him one grilled cheese sandwich every hour. If that doesn't happen, he will touch every tree in the Happy Place at 10 times the speed of light. Now that might not sound so bad at first, but these trees are actually made of antimatter. 1 gram of antimatter is capable of creating an explosion the size of a nuke. And since these trees are everywhere and can grow to 30 times the size of Burj Khalifa, touching them would cause something beyond devastating that even I have trouble describing. The only one who is immune to such a great amount of destruction is Nancy. Nancy is a blob made of ink with eyes scattered around her body. She possesses exceptional physical strength and is capable of picking up Hans, who weighs as much as 25 cruise ships, and throwing him into the giant eye in the sky. The giant eye in the sky has lots of smaller eyes growing on it and is melting from pollution caused by Hans. Alright, now that I've explained what the Happy Place is, I'm gonna explain how I made this drawing. So basically, I just took a picture of the drawing I made in art class and traced over it. I don't really know if this counts as tracing, to be honest, since I'm using my own art. When I drew the cuboid, I had a hard time deciding the details of it. So I kinda just tested my way through different color and brush combinations, until I eventually went with whatever color this is. I also put on a glitch effect to make it look corrupted by something, probably Hans. When it came to drawing the ground, I just drew space, but I also added swirls and made the horizon a bit jagged to make it look less bland and add to the surrealism. To get the colors of the trees right, I googled antimatter and found a picture of actual antimatter. By copy-pasting the color layer and putting on a Gaussian blur, I managed to add a glow effect to the trees. I also used the same technique on the giant eye in the sky. When it came to drawing Lars, I drew his line art with a dark red color and colored him with orange. I also added a darker orange and smudged it to make it look like he was made of gummy bears. I also added a little bit of white and smudged that too. When drawing Hans, I colored him grey and added some lines of darker grey, which I smudged too. I'm pretty sure I also added a lighter grey that I smudged so he didn't look too flat. I also added some shading under the lid to make him look more detailed. Nancy is probably the one I put the least effort into drawing. I just drew a black blob and added some eyes. When drawing the giant eye in the sky, I drew the line art with a white color and colored it with the same color. I made the upper half of the eye a light shade of grey, which I gave a light smudge. When drawing the pupil, I just drew a black dot and added a smaller white dot on top to not make it look so soulless. When drawing the dripping, I added a light shade of grey and smudged that too. Alright, now that I've explained my techniques when it comes to making this drawing, I see that there's about 3 minutes left on this video, so I'm just gonna put on some copyright-free music. Please enjoy.